What is up, Roadrunners? Welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm here with Hector Cervantes. Hector, how are you?
Well,
you look a little
great.
different today. What's going on?
Well, you see, as you can tell, I cut my hair, you know what I'm saying? So it's obvious, or not so obvious maybe, you know?
What made you cut your hair?
I lost a bet, so that's what happened. But
That
it's
is the
okay, though.
worst.
I enjoy it. It's cool, it's chill, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So can you tell us who we have on the show today?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, so first off, we'll be talking some tennis with head coach Josh Graetz. So if you like tennis, you know what to do. Stay tuned, chill, relax, get some drinks, you know, and we'll talk some furthermore on softball. So with Coach Annie Van Wetzinga. So also again, if you like some softball, chill, relax, you know what I'm saying? And also we'll get to know special player, senior Megan Sansburn, whose season is kicking off great. So stay tuned for that.
So it looks like we're going to have a great show again. And before we talk to Coach Graetz, let's recap you on what happened this past weekend. In their last home series of the season, the women's basketball team battled New Mexico Highlands on Friday. The Roadrunners came out ready to play for their senior scoring 27 first quarter points to set the tone for the rest of the game. Bray Wellington scored a high of 18 points while pulling down 9 rebounds. Maggie Justinak also grabbed 9 boards while racking up 15 points. Coach Javi's squad wins the one big 82-55. However, the squad couldn't sweep the weekend, falling into CSE Pueblo on the next night.
The men's basketball team also celebrated senior night with 6 Roadrunners on Saturday night into the game, and it was back and forth affair for most of the night. Garrett Carter had a while of night piling up 18 points, grabbing 9 rebounds, handing out 4 assists, and coming up with 3 steals. 3 other Roadrunners hit double figures in leading MSU Denver to the 64-65 win. Coach Ball's squad has one more game before the offseason begins.
The softball team hosted pod play last weekend and took on New Mexico Highlands on Saturday afternoon. Kayla Banks was a great from the circle, earning her 5th win on the season, and she also was great from the plate. The redshirt freshman tallied 3 hits and drove in 2 runs as the squad scored 11 runs to earn the win. Bex Gonzalez drove in 3, 2 of them on a triple in the 5th inning. 11-3 was the final, and we're excited to talk to Coach Van about the team's performance this weekend.
The baseball team was also on the road in Edmond, Oklahoma, taking on Central Oklahoma. Janian Racewig pitched solid game against the Broncos, giving up just 3 earned runs while striking out 7 batters. But the offense could only muster up 1 run in the 3-1 loss. Cade Peters hit his 3rd home run of the season in the 9th inning to provide all the offense coach-trained squad will be back home this weekend with 3 games series.
And finally, some indoor track and field as the squad took part in the Mines Friday night invite in Golden. Saeed Moreno continues his stellar senior season, finishing 1st in both the men's 200 and 400 meters. Ethan Loper and Cole Host finishing 3rd and 4th respectively in the 200 meters. For the women, Javion Lattimore wins the 60-meter dash event and does so in an impressive time for 7.94 seconds. This is the last regular season meet before the big conference championships coming up this week. And now we welcome in Coach Graetz, who is the coach for the head coach for the men's and women's tennis teams. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Good. I'm great.
Awesome.
You're doing great.
So last time we talked to you, you were just starting to play some exhibition matches. So now it's a month later, and we're about to start the regular season. How do you keep teams sharp during the long layoff?
Yeah, well, the women played a few days ago, so it was good for them to get that match in. But, a lot of practice matches throughout that time. Keeping that match intensity is really, really important. And, making sure that there's the accountability within the team, making sure that we're not dozing off on the court.
Yeah.
Did your players get anxious in that long layoff?
I think so a little bit. The fall's kind of similar in a lot of ways, though. Throughout the fall, we compete for maybe 1.5 months, and the rest of the time we're kind of on the practice court. So the players, are used to that. But starting this upcoming weekend, we're going to be competing for the next 8 weekends. So we're not going to have to worry about that moving forward.
So your women's team did play against Northern Colorado this previous weekend. How was that against a D1 program?
Yeah, we've played only Division I programs so far this year, so that's been great for the men's and women's teams to play those high-level opponents and see where we're at as a team. I didn't think we played amazing against Northern Colorado. I do think the score line was a little bit closer than maybe what it showed. We were in really 3 out of 3 matches. We probably could have pulled out wins that we didn't get. So at the end of the day, the result could have maybe gone the other way. But we're kind of going into a big match this Saturday for the women. So hopefully we learned some good things from that, and we take that into Saturday.
Cool. So we saw freshman Brooklyn was playing at number 1 singles for you. Now she's a freshman. What does that say about her as a freshman?
Yeah, Brooklyn's a competitor. Hates to lose in matches, in practice. Hates to lose at anything, really, and that's awesome. That's contagious among the girls, and she's continually pushing everyone around her. She was 4-all unfinished against Northern Colorado, and that was tough to not see her finish that match. But she's excited for this weekend, and she's going to do some really cool things for us this year.
Cool. Now she is a local kid growing up in Littleton. So how did she end up going to Metro? Do you know about this?
Yeah, so Brooklyn is a little bit different. She's come through as a more of a mature age recruit, which I think has held her in really good stead on the court. She's a very mature player, mature person, and I think she was just looking for an opportunity, and we were able to give that to her, which I think is great.
So your season is ramping up here real quick, especially with the road trip to Wichita. How are you feeling about the team? Is there something specific that you guys are working on for the spring season?
Well, I think men's and women's teams are working on some different things. One thing we've had a real big focus on this year is serve return. Most points are based off the serve return, so that's something that we've been working on. Going into Texas, that's a completely different ball game. You're back at sea level, balls are traveling a little bit slower. Usually the ball tends to drop short into the court, so we're going to make sure we work on height of the net moving into the Texas trip, and our shot tolerance needs to be a little bit greater at sea level, being able to stay in that point. So they're kind of a couple things that we've been working on, and making sure that we're feeling comfortable in those areas.
Yeah, those elevations are always hard.
That's right. Yeah.
So coming up in March, the university will be holding its day of giving. Each team from the athletics program will get involved in that. Where are you guys trying to raise money for, and how important is this for your specific program?
Yeah, no, day of giving is really important every year. Last year we raised a lot of money from that. It's always been a big fundraiser for us. So moving into this year, we're actually going to be fundraising for coats. So we don't have coats in the program, and my players have been nagging me about coats for the last probably year. So that's what we're raising money for. Colorado tennis, it snows, it's cold out there. So we'd love to get our players some warmer gear.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, I'll hold.
So we also saw on Twitter that you guys are selling gear. Can you tell us where we can get this and where folks can buy it?
Yeah, so if you follow our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter accounts, I have a pinned tweet up there, and on Instagram and Facebook as well. This is really cool. It's the first time I've been able to do this, and have fans of the program have the opportunity to buy some gear. So we've got all types of gear. Skirts, hats, pants, hoodies, windbreakers. So some really cool apparel. So yeah, check out social media, and you can find all the information there.
And does this profit, does it go directly to the program, or what exactly does it go towards?
Yeah, so we're actually not making any money off the event. I just want to, have some cheaper gear for people to get. I've had a lot of people kind of, ask for some gear, and I haven't had that opportunity until now. So, the prices are reduced on there. We're not making any money off the sale, so I think that should, allow some people to buy some stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Now here's the real question: do you think it's worth it?
I do. We got some cool stuff. So windbreakers on there. We got some pretty cool hoodies, hats, skirts. I mean, we got everything for you. So check it out.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
there you go. We'll get you some tennis gear.
Yeah, great.
So what's coming up next for the tennis program? Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, so we move into home matches this weekend, or this Friday, Saturday. Really happy. The weather's looking really good right now for Friday, Saturday. So men play another Division I, Montana State, 10 o'clock at the athletic complex, and then the women play a really key regional match on Saturday. We play against Texas A&M Kingsville. They were picked 5th preseason, and we were picked 6th. So huge match for us, and yeah, I know the girls are looking forward to that.
All right. Well, Coach, it's always a pleasure to have you. We wish you the best of luck in the next coming games here at the RMAC.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's time of that break, but before we do that, let's tell you the tweet of the week. We love to honor our seniors here at MSU Denver, and we got to celebrate 8 amazing people who put their hearts and souls into their respective basketball programs. We can't thank them enough for the way they carried themselves both on and off the court. Time for that break, but don't go anywhere because we have more of the Coaches Corner.
In the heart of the city, Metropolitan State University of Denver is holding the line on the American dream. Our students come from every background and experience. They are tenacious, purposeful, entrepreneurial. They choose the highest quality and best value in Colorado higher education, and they choose their own roads for more than 70 undergrad and graduate degrees. Relevant, hands-on, and affordable education. Discover your road to success at msudenver.edu.
I'm Darby McGee, senior pitcher for the softball team.
And gets the strikeout on some high fastball stuff coming in quick.
And you're watching the Coaches Corner. Get rowdy.
Welcome back, guys. Before we talk to Coach Van, we want to remind you that it's not too late for you to earn yourself a trip to the mountains, all on the Tivoli Tap House's tab. Have you ever envisioned yourself staying at the Ritz-Carlton Bachelor Gulch in Beaver Creek, Colorado? Well, here's your chance. All you have to do is visit the TivoliBrewingCo.com, click on the promotions tab, type in your name and email, and that's it. The contest will run from now until March 17, and you must be 21 to enter. It's a beautiful place to stay, and it's for 2 fun nights. So again, TivoliBrewingCo.com to earn your chance for a 2-night stay at the Ritz-Carlton Bachelor Gulch. So now we welcome in Coach Van, the head coach for our softball team. How are you today?
Good. How are you guys?
Have you already signed up for the 2-night trip?
I have not, but that was a good reminder.
Right?
I'll get on that. Yeah.
So you opened conference play this past weekend, so now you address this to your team. Is this a brand new season compared to the non-conference?
Well, it's just a different phase of the season, and it is unique. Well, the way it's starting is unique because we have these pod weekends to start the first 3 weekends. So we're playing actually 2 different teams on the weekend rather than one 4-game series against the team. But it's still unique because you're going to see the same opponent multiple times, especially then when we get into a regular weekend. We got a 4-game set against one team. It's different. It takes more concentration. You really got to stick to your plan and your process because 4 games against one team is a lot. It's easy to drop games maybe you shouldn't. So it's a different type of, I think, mental focus and energy and effort it takes. Yeah.
Of course.
So let's get into this past weekend as you took on Colorado Christian to open off the weekend. So Darby pitched off a fairly good game, but she had her iffy moments. How do you keep her cool and on the moment as a coach?
I just try to have conversations with her. She pitched her butt off the first game against CCU. Had some tough calls and strike zones, and I think she got a little emotional about it. We talked about it. I'm not totally upset with her. Sometimes I like when a pitcher has some emotion and fire on the mound. And it's just about reining it in and keeping it locked in. We talked with Darby about that, and sometimes you take timeouts and you talk to him about the situation at hand and refocus. But Darby will be fine. She's been there before, so I'm not too worried about it.
So Colorado Christian got the win out of a home walk, or what was it?
It's a walk-off home run. Yeah, they did that.
Yeah. So like you mentioned that your teams need to work on finishing games.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the experience of this is, or is it of the experience or the practice, you say?
Of how to finish a game?
Like, does
Yeah.
that come with experience or practice?
I think it just comes with toughness and wanting to finish it. Experience helps. Knowing how to kind of keep the gas pedal down, and if you're on top of a team, stay on top. So I think it's a combination of some competitiveness, toughness, and experience. Yeah.
So we saw Kayla Banks have quite the weekend as she was up for the Student of the Week. And what do you see from her on the circle at the plate and on the plate as well?
Yep. So she had a great weekend offensively. I think it was 6 for 7 on the weekend. Hit really well, which was good. Kind of needed for her. She was kind of a little up and down, a little inconsistent before this weekend, so it was nice to see her lock in at the plate and have this success. Pitching, same thing. You know, actually, she wasn't sharp this weekend pitching. She was paired against Highlands. I think that helps a little bit. Better day 2 pitching. I think she was able to, even though she wasn't that sharp, kind of right the ship, so to speak, as that game went on, and got a little bit better actually as that game went on. So that was nice to see. Again, it's about the maturing process, and it's not always going to go the way you want it to. It's not always going to be easy, but are you going to kind of figure it out and get tough in that situation, or are you going to kind of let it dominate you? And so that's what Kayla's learning, and some of our young players.
Yeah. So one hitter that also stood out was Alyssa Richter.
Yep, Allie.
She had 2 home runs and 7 RBIs in 2019, but she did that in 2 games. So how exciting was that to see from her? I know that she's trying to get all these opportunities.
Yep. It was awesome for Allie. You know, she's been working hard, being a great teammate, being a leader in her own way, and there's areas we wanted to get better at, and so we said that's somebody who deserves an opportunity and a shot to get in the lineup more. And so it makes us really happy for her that she's kind of doing all these things right in terms of hard work and being a good teammate, and then when the opportunity comes, she's also having that success too. So I love that. That's great. And you know, whether she hits 2 more home runs next week or not, if she just keeps playing great defense and being a good leader, she's going to be worth having in the lineup.
Yeah, of course.
So you told Rob White over there that your 2-2 overall this weekend was average, and that there was a lot of inconsistency going on. What do you think this?
Why do I have that thought?
Yes.
Well, 'cause I think 2 to 500, right? Average, right?
So that's
2
it.
and 2.
That's it. Just the 50% in the middle right there.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Why
right.
do I say that? Is because I don't think it's the expectations for our program, or for hopefully not even MSU Denver athletics in general, to be average. You know, we want to be competing for a conference championship. We want to do the little things that lead to the conference championship. It's committing to our goals, committing to the hard work, committing to growing as an athlete, and we're still way up and down on that. We got players that need to kind of start figuring that stuff out, and accepting that it's going to be tough sometimes, accepting that there's going to be critiques, and they got to continue to grow, or else they're going to keep riding that roller coaster.
Of course. Well, Coach, it is time of the trivia. Are you ready?
Totally.
So it looks like you're in last place. I think you have 1 point.
That's cool.
So we're gonna give you
At least
a
it's
chance,
not average.
right?
Yeah.
We're gonna give you an opportunity to get multiple points.
Awesome.
So let's see it. There have been 10 coaches in history of the Roadrunner softball program.
There's been that many.
We'll give you a point for everyone you can name.
Okay. Starting now.
Yep.
Whenever.
Christy Lansford, Coach Becerra, Vanessa Becerra, Jen Fisher, who else was there? There was Jim Romero. Is that right?
Yep.
And then there's Teresa Ferris, I think.
She's lucky. Is that fair?
right?
He said she's
Is that fair?
Is that right? Is there a Teresa in there?
Yeah.
Ferris, there you go. And then there's, Johnson. Yeah, Johnson. There.
Johnson. Yeah? That's it? I don't know how many times you gave her.
Oh, and Annie Van Wetzinga. Yeah.
There? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's not bad.
Plus her 1.8. Third place. You did
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like the Astros. You leave those signs out there, I'll take them.
The leader is Jenny Glenn. She has 13 points,
Well,
so
Jenny's
you're
good
almost catching up.
Jenny's good at what she does. I'm
Right?
not shocked she's leading. Yeah.
Well, all right, Coach. Well, thanks for coming. We wish you the best of luck in your
Thank
upcoming
you.
games.
Thanks, guys. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So now we're going to step away, but stay close because we have more on the Coach's Corner.
Hey guys, I'm Megan Sansburn. I'm a senior outfielder on the softball team. There was a hair in my mouth. Okay, now.
Whatever you want to do. What up, yo?
You're watching Roadrunners TV.
Get rowdy. Yep.
Okay, wait, and you're watching Roadrunners? And you're watching the Roadrunners And you're watching Roadrunners TV. Let's get rowdy.
Okay. Now you instead of Roadrunners.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We're happy to say hello to senior center fielder for the softball team, Megan Sansburn, right?
Yeah.
So Megan, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Of course.
So by now, everyone has seen your blooper reel from the commercial for Roadrunners TV.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember it. Were you that bad, or did Eric not tell you what you had to do?
It was kind of both. It was just kind of messing up, and at first I didn't know what I was doing, and then it just, all the words were just mixing together.
Yeah. So it takes a
Yeah.
couple of times to get it right, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So you're a senior here at MSU Denver, and you played with in the program for 4 years. Is that correct?
Yep.
So how do you feel now that you are, a senior?
Feel old.
Right? I'm an alumni. Tell me how I feel.
Yeah.
And how about how do you feel about Coach? How has she taught you? How has she, being off and on the field?
Yeah, it's definitely been different from when I first came in as a freshman. Our relationship has grown, and the way we talk to each other and respond to each other, it's definitely matured over the years, and just became better after 4 years.
So for those who don't know, you've dealt with a couple injuries, but it has taken a couple of years for you to get better. So how did you feel coming into the season? And do you have any high expectations for yourself? Or?
Yeah, definitely. I have a lot of high expectations for myself and for the team. We're going to be really good, and we are good now, and we all work together, and so my expectations just keep growing, keep getting higher for everybody.
So how much do you like playing center field? How different is it to play that position as opposing to left or right?
Yeah, I love center field. I like having, being kind of in the center and having right and left next to me. Growing up playing softball, I'd actually never played outfield my entire life, and I came to college and threw me out there, and I was a little confused, but I've grown to love it out there, and it's a lot of fun to be in the outfield.
What is it that makes you, love it more?
I don't know, diving for balls, tracking them down. You have a lot more range out there than I did in the infield when I was growing up, so it's a lot of fun going for balls that people don't think you're going to get to where people think that they're base hits, and then you end up catching it last minute. So those are my favorite.
Cool.
So, like you said, you play center field. Bex Gonzalez plays right, and then Annie Valdez plays left, which is a stacked outfield. So, when you guys are together, whether it's in the field or in a game or a practice, what kind of conversations do you guys have? Is it all business, or do you guys like joke around? Like, what do you guys do?
Believe it or not, we joke around a lot out there, especially when we all know, I don't know, umpires are being harsh and not giving our pitcher strikes, and we know to look at each other, and we know just what's going on in each other's heads. It's a lot of fun with those two out there, even with Cassie, and we have this little freshman out there, Emily. We are all very close, and it's easy to be with them and make jokes, but when it's time to be serious, we can all be serious out there too.
So can you tell us what you're studying? And as a senior already, what are your plans after graduation?
I'm majoring in event and meeting management. I actually work at the hotel just right across campus, and I love it there. I work as front desk. So I'm hoping to continue working for hotels after I graduate, sticking with Sage Hospitality, and figuring something out after that with that. So.
Are you nervous to graduate?
No, I'm ready.
You're excited, huh?
Yeah. I'm ready to graduate. So.
Ready? Oh, okay.
She's ready for the real world.
Yeah.
Right? So Lainey Shepard is on a tier to start this 2020 season.
Yeah.
What's it like seeing her in the softball field this season?
It's awesome. She's a lot of fun to play with. She's grown so much, even becoming, as an incoming freshman last year, she's a little bit quiet, and she's always been such a stud, but this year she's broken out of her shell, and she's a lot of fun to watch. Even behind the plate as a center fielder, I love her attitude behind the plate and how much she helps our team offensively and defensively.
So what is your walk-up song, and why would you choose that song?
My first one it's called "Okay" by Thief. It was Trevor Story's walk-up song, and I just heard it at a Rockies game one day, and I loved it, so I stole it from him. And then my second one is by the Jonas Brothers. I just love the Jonas Brothers, so that's why I picked
How
that one.
about you?
Me?
Yeah.
My walk-up song? I don't know. Maybe I think it was Limbo by, I don't know, Don Omar, I think. That was one of my songs.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll pretend like I know. Yeah, I know that song. Yeah,
Well, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But Megan, thanks for coming into the show. We wish you the best of luck for you
thanks
and
for
your
having
team.
me.
Yeah, of course.
So we are coming to an end of the show, but first let's tell you what's coming up this weekend in Roadrunners sports. The basketball teams will wrap their regular season on the road this weekend. They'll head to Chattering, Nebraska to face the Eagles this Friday night. The women will tip off at 5:30 with the men at 7:30. Visit roadrunnersathletics.com to find the video links to chat all the action. The women have a chance to make the postseason with a win, and Fort Lewis lost.
Megan and her softball team will be back at home once again to continue RMAC play. They'll be partaking in some pod play with Dixie State and Black Hills State on Saturday and Sunday. Game 1 will take place on Saturday against the Yellow Jackets at noon. To come on out and cheer on Megan as her squad looks to earn a couple wins. The baseball team will also be at the Regency Athletic Complex this weekend. They'll host Sioux Falls for a 3-game set that kick off on Friday at noon. If you can't make it out to the park, then catch all the action at Roadrunners TV all weekend long.
The indoor track and field team will look to bring home some hardware as they compete in the RMAC Championships in Colorado Springs. The meet's all day Friday and Saturday, and we want to wish Coach Christopher and her squad the best of luck. And as Coach Graetz mentioned, his men's team will be held in action on Friday. They'll host Montana State at 10 a.m. at the RAC. Then the women will welcome in Texas A&M Kingsville on Saturday. They'll get going at 2 p.m., so get out to the RAC and cheer on the tennis teams this weekend.
And finally, we go to announce this week's Student Athlete of the Week. And we're happy to announce that it's Megan, teammate Kayla Banks, who earned the honor. The redshirt freshman hit .571 for the weekend. She earned her 5th win on the season and is now hitting 4:15 for this season. A great job, Kayla. Megan, how amazing is it to see what Kayla can do out there in the plate and in the circle?
I'm proud of her. She deserved it. She's been working hard. She was a red shirt last year, but even last year she was working hard for this, so she definitely deserves this, and I'm happy for Kayla.
That's great, that's great.
So that's going to do it for for this week's episode, and we want to thank Coach Graetz, Megan, and of course Coach Van for coming on to tonight's show. For Hector Cervantes, I'm Brenda Vazquez here at the Coach's Corner.